Are we live?
No.
You good? You all
Is it
right?
a crime to lie?
Is it a crime to lie? No, but it is unethical. I watched part of the last time I was on. I was just playing with cards the whole time.
And now you're like, that needs to be happening again. That was killer how I played with the cards last
See,
time.
it's autistic. No, but I just realized that there's cards with women with tits on them.
They all have tits on them.
No, but just the aces do.
Oh, yeah.
No, on the back of them they do, which is like
On the back
whatever.
of them, but on the front of them, the aces,
They're
they
drawn.
ruin the sanctity of the playing cards
Yeah.
by putting tits on
Yeah.
things.
Hello, gang. People are saying hi. They seem to be very happy. How you guys doing? My name is Matt Banwart. This is Hans Kim.
Hey,
Do you have an official name for this podcast, or is it just the Hans Kim?
it's just a podcast. I do it whenever I feel like it.
The Hans Kim Experience.
Yeah, it's the Hans Kim journey.
What was Joe always talks about like do you have you ever done like acid or like a hallucinogen before?
Yes,
Do you have a favorite?
marijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I can do it all day long, baby.
You said that like an action movie star.
Like Matthew McConaughey?
Come on now. Got his ass. Yeah, because I can do it all day long. Hey, put some W's in the chat if you're smoking that Ouija. That's weed. Throw some W's in the chat right now if you're seeing God.
Let's brighten you up a little bit.
Throw some W's in the chat if I need to be brightened up.
It got haywire.
Oh no. Oh no, we adjusted the camera settings real quick, guys. Can you see us? Can you see the motion? We'll be right back. Oh, there we go. That looks good. You can see how shiny my forehead is.
You think you're too shiny?
It's okay. I'll be fine.
Now the laptop's more in the whatever.
Yeah, dude, we're locked in now.
All right. Are you thirsty?
I'm good. I'll survive.
Okay.
Nice. Have you ever had a bad
So-
trip before?
We bought a gun.
Oh yeah, we bought a gun. Well, you bought a gun today.
I bought a gun. You watched me buy a gun today.
I watched the process go down. My favorite part was when they made you give you like they asked for like your government name or whatever, and you said your your name, Hans Kim, and then some guy in the back was like, "Yo!" He like popped out of the storage room and was like, "Yo, what?" And I like you just didn't respond to it. You're like, "Yeah, that's me."
Well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be like?
No, I know. I think you did it right.
I feel like he kind of like recognized me, but he didn't really want to say hi.
Well, I think you didn't want to be like, "Are you on scam?" And then you just weren't, because then he would just look racist.
Yeah.
You kind of got to wait for the name.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you know for sure.
You just got to feel it in the bones.
Yeah, you just gotta blurt it out.
I just loved him. He was like, "Yo," and you're like, "Yep." This is very polite of you.
Well, I thought he wanted to say something more. I would have loved to figure out what he was doing back there because it was kind of a mysterious kind of gun store.
It really was. It was a really small gun store. And people just kept walking in to go to some back room, and they were speaking in codes.
Yeah, and the one lady was like, "I gotta get my fingerprints."
Yeah.
And it all had the vibe of like a DMV or like a court proceeding.
Yes. That's literally, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, what other services are gun stores offering that it's like, oh, I gotta go get my fingerprints done. I better go to the gun store. I didn't know that was an option.
Interesting vibes in there.
Yeah, it really was very DMV-esque, whereas like you have to have your ID to go through this door and your birth certificate to go in the next.
Yeah, it was like people were there because they had to be. They didn't want to be.
Yeah, it felt very. Do you play dice?
Oh, yes, I do.
Do you shoot dice?
Why don't I ask you? Why don't you let this answer your question?
Oh, is it a?
Can a non-dice player do that?
That's a great point. I don't think they could. You just rolled a 6, and a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Could a non-dice player do this? Right, from a roll snake eyes. No, I didn't. Never mind. That'd be so cool if I did. 2 1s. I'm playing lights out over here. This is good though. It was a good day to get a gun. I think it was perfect gun shopping weather.
It was a good day because
It's always a good day here in bright and shining Austin, Texas. Maybe I said the news. Twitter's moving here, and we love Sweet Daddy Elon.
What's the point of having a gun if you can't carry it around?
Yeah,
Then it's just a range toy.
but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the range toy.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's probably the best use for a gun is at a range. Anytime you use it outside of a range, you tend to run into paperwork and headaches.
Yeah, or foreign war. You're in the middle of foreign war. That's probably not ideal.
Foreign war is a possibility.
Or domestic war. I mean, you could have war on your own. You know what? I appreciate your commitment to getting everything just right.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I do mean it. I actually
commenting
a little
bit of ruining the conversation.
A little bit
making slight adjustments
a
for no
little bit,
reason.
a little bit of both.
Don't you think it's slightly not perfect right now?
No, if
It's too far to your side now.
yeah, you're right. If you have OCD tendencies, get them out of your system, dude.
That's why I need a third person so we can have a conversation. They can just be making all these adjustments.
Yeah, you really do. You really do need a producer for this. You just hire
I like
someone.
not having a producer. You know why? Because I saw a podcast clip and these two people were just kept looking over to the side and be like, what do you think, producer? And it's just that the producer just becomes like too much of a person in the thing that they think they can say whatever they want.
Yeah, I get annoyed at that too. I have a lot of friends that are starting podcasts now, and it feels like the producer's like really heavily involved. And I'm like, then just count them as a third host.
Yeah, or just like don't take money if you want to be on the podcast. Don't take my money and then interrupt every time you want to say something.
Yeah, or
it's not a professional endeavor.
That's what I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I want you as like someone to enhance it, as in like manage things, so I, as the person talking, doesn't have to worry about the production.
Yeah.
Because I have starting my own podcast, and the setup I have is like I can just set it up anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is nice and cool, and I enjoy that. But I've had so many mistakes where afterwards I'll finish. The whole time I'm doing it, I'm like worried about like I hope we're still recording. I hope we didn't overheat the camera or something, which sucks.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. Ready to just burp into the microphone. What are you looking up right now? I feel like you're just checking stocks.
I am checking. Anyways, the audio seems good. The video seems good.
What is your favorite venue on the road to do?
Rochester, New York.
Rochester, New York. Upstate?
I don't have a favorite venue.
My dad used to work very briefly in upstate New York.
Okay.
I think he enjoyed it very much.
What do you think about Trump getting shot in the ear?
I don't know. I told you not to ask me politics.
Why don't you have an opinion on something that happened?
I wrote a bunch of jokes on Twitter right away. Everyone did. The turnaround for comedians to get jokes about that done was crazy.
I know, that was the first incident that it was like fucking everyone just could do whatever because no one got hurt except for one idiot that died.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Which is sad.
Yeah, I think everyone
someone did get hurt. Actually, a bunch of people got hurt.
Actually, a few people got hurt.
A lot of people got hurt, but it was funny to joke about, so everyone did.
Yeah, so we did. I think one of mine was he lost a part of his right here. I wonder if he's going to lean left. Get it? Because you're about to lean left. Because he's going to lean to the left politically and as a person. I slid into a girl's DMs on Hinge. I met her on Hinge.
Okay, so Trump getting shot.
Yeah, okay.
So
no, I used the line.
Does he deserve it?
Deserve? No. Earned? Yes. he earned it the old-fashioned way.
There we go. It's a wrap. We got what we wanted.
He earned it by being a politician in a tumultuous time.
I think that
what do you
Trump
think?
Isn't at the point where you have to shoot him yet.
Not yet.
But he's getting there.
Another tweet of mine was like, the shooter that the future sent should have been better. It's like killing Hitler, you know? It's like they sent a guy from the past and he just fucked up.
So you just remembered someone else's joke?
No, that was my joke. I tweeted that.
Oh, you did that.
That was my tweet. You saw that on my story.
So you're just like communicating in a way where it's like look at how we're communicating about this thing. So you're talking about how we're talking about it.
A little
That's
bit.
more interesting to you than the actual event.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it seems like it's like it's already over so quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trump getting shot. I mean, it was on the precipice of being like a life altering, like one of those things where you remember where you were when it happened,
Yeah.
Because when it happened, I called my brother and I was like, yo, I think Trump just got shot. And he goes, whoa, 10 minutes ago, everything's coming out. And we still know all the news at that time. And that was like cool. And then it was like, oh, he's alive and it's no big deal. And then it's like, oh, damn it. This isn't
I mean,
this isn't 9/11 big,
it's like
This probably won't make history books.
it's like everyone says that they would go back in time and kill Hitler,
Yeah.
but no one's looking for Hitlers now.
Well, it's because they tried and they missed him.
I think that they were pretty accurate with Hitler. They got pretty close to killing him, and then he killed himself.
Yeah.
But
Pretty cool of him though. Pretty alpha.
I think like people shoot each other over parking spots, and this guy is like taking a dump on the biggest parking spot in the world, which is the world.
Yeah.
So it's like people get shot for way less than destroying the country. So
Yeah.
I mean, is it a good thing? No, but am I surprised? No.
I'm a huge fan of like I would want things to be peaceful, right? Like regardless of like politics. Like I want like for example, like the stepping down, right? The transfer of power. Like I think like when a president ends, the new president comes in. I think that should be as simple as peaceful as possible, and you shouldn't, rouse your supporters to storm the nation's capital during a ceremonial vote. But that's here nor there.
I mean, he was doing everything he could to stay in power. It's kind of crazy. Like, oh, what would a
You're right.
person do if he could? And it's like
Well, this is what I
he
can
tried to do
legally
anything he
do
could.
is I can coordinate a bunch of speakers on my Twitter and I can incite a riot and I can
If I can physically stop them from doing the thing that makes me the other guy president, then I can be president. And it's like
yeah, well not really. I mean
it's
it's just
interesting
a
to see
ceremonial
how people
vote.
do it.
Yeah, it was very like trying to incite and like people talk about like the thing that was frustrating to me is like all the conversations with people about this like meaningful back and forths with people I disagree with.
Hmm.
And I hate the rhetoric of like, well, no, he never said that, or he wasn't trying to get people going and incite a riot that day. And I go, no, look at his Twitter. Like he's taking him down, but you can literally go back and look at his tweets where he's like, we're meeting on January 5th. We're gonna have a bunch of speakers, and then we're protesting, and I want my people to do whatever it takes to get the point across. He literally like was saying this stuff.
Before the crowd went, Trump was speaking. He was the last person to speak, and he said, "We're going down there."
Yeah.
He told them to go down there, and that's the crowd that went crazy. It's not like,
Exactly. He avoided whatever it took to be like legally liable. He kind of like brushed it, but he did it. Like he objectively like
yeah, he got a bunch of angry people
yes.
to go down to where they were doing a thing that could be stopped, apparently.
Yeah. If you would have just been
And they
like,
tried
hey,
to
don't do
stop them.
this.
It's like, look, they're doing that right over there. Don't get angry. Don't go over there.
And
But he
then
instigated a little.
and then even afterwards, he didn't really apologize. He just kind of was like, yeah, this probably shouldn't have done that. Or like it was like a lot of good people did that stuff that day or something like that. It was like a lot of good people you should I don't know. He had something to that extent. It was just like, okay, dude.
So you really hate January 6th?
You know what it is? I'm very like, have you ever seen the movie Mr. Smith Goes to Washington?
Yes.
Okay, I'm like that, where I'm like, I'm like a sucker. Like I love America. I love the American ideals. And I take a lot of things like to be like very sacred. I think our nation's capital to me is like not religiously sacred, but like I think it's a place that should be like treated with like reverence and with, like respect. And I think like the transfership of power should be treated with reverence and respect. And when you lose an election, you should be a mature enough person to be like, I lost this election. I think we need to.
But don't you think like a person like that probably did a lot of bad stuff in office that is probably worse than how
Even
he failed to
even if
do
you're a
whatever?
bad, I don't care how you are as a president. You can be a bad president, but when it comes to the transfership of power, I think it is your job for the strength of society in general for you to secede and be like, time to bring in the new person, even though I disagree with them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, I mean, you're pushing the realms of like dictatorship-esque.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying, but it's very in the nature of like a sore loser dictator who's like, no. It's like Bush versus Gore, right? Or like Hillary versus Trump, where like she won the popular vote. Like, yeah, she complained, but did she like stop with the peaceful transfer of power or seceding her campaign? No, she didn't. Hillary didn't try to incite a riot. She didn't try to get people to not attend or protest the
Yeah.
presidency.
I like that Trump kind of messed up everyone's political, whatever, good to do, like everyday regular traditions. Because I think it doesn't matter if the traditions are there. Um, it's like if it's fucking over the people, then it's not serving the purpose that it needs to. And I think the politics right now is in such a place that it needs to be disrupted and some things need to change.
I think it's crazy because they're opposite ends of the political spectrum, but a lot of people that were like Trump fans were also Bernie fans for whatever reason. Do you remember like that weird phenomenon where there was like people who were like who hated Bernie or like loved Bernie were also like I'm cool with Trump because it really didn't matter what side politically they were just the side of like someone who's pro dramatic change.
So, what do you think about going out tonight? Are you excited about all the prospects?
Dude, I love the way you change the subject. You really have a skill for just changing the subject.
What do
Going
you
out
want to say? Like
on a
Obama's
Tuesday
good or
night, I
whatever?
don't know. You're right. My political views, I don't even respect myself. No, I'm thrilled to go out on a
I
Tuesday
respect
night.
it.
What are your plans? Do you have anything crazy you do on Tuesdays? Any crazy Tuesday traditions apart
I'm
from
probably just gonna go hang out and do different things.
your amazing show at the Vulcan?
Yes,
There we go.
gonna do that. Chill there.
Plug your own show. I hope
So,
we
what
didn't
do you
divide
think
this crowd
about
on politically uneducated commentary.
what do you think about asking for shows? Is it like,
I did that today.
do you think that there's a way to do it and there's like people that are good at it and some people that are not great at it?
Can I read you a message I sent someone today?
Yes.
I would love to.
Okay, now I will describe a theory while you pull up the message.
Okay, do it.
I noticed that Canadians can be a little pushy when it comes to asking for spots. And I think it's because they're used to coming from a nanny state where if you beg and plead good enough, they'll give you health care and food and a shelter. And it's just like Americans are better at taking rejection and just pushing it deep down into a grudge that hopefully they'll forget about. But Canadians, they just are like, I deserve this. Why aren't you giving it to me?
Interesting.
And it's really, really annoying. And I wish Canadians were more like Americans because like a show, you're not entitled to a spot on a show.
I agree. I think so. I think yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. I think that's a phenomenal point. I think so. First of all, I want to say, can I acknowledge one thing? I think we're at different stages of our comedy careers right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're a little further ahead than me. Can we
In some
acknowledge
ways.
the obvious thing? So I think that's one thing to say. I also think because I was talking to someone literally last night about this of like asking for shows and they'll ask for shows and they've literally they've haven't been booked once in Austin since they've lived here. They've been here for 2 years, longer than me. He's a guy who moved here from Iowa and he was complaining to me about it and he goes, I don't like asking for shows. I shouldn't have to ask for shows. And I go, you should. Well, I don't want to get rejected. It's humiliating. No, it's your job as a comic, especially like when you're not like able to, move tickets at your own on the road. It's like I have to ask for shows and I'm gonna get no's, and that's all right. It's all right. It's a part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've ran a show too where people have asked me and I go, I think you're a great comic, but not this week. Or, I think you're not developed yet. Wait 6 months, hit me up and let me see your act then.
You said that to people?
Yeah, I've said that. And it's a tough
Maybe in
conversation.
Chicago.
Yeah, I've said the conversation with people in Iowa and Chicago, never in Austin, because luckily in Austin, people that have asked me have all been very nice and vetted comics. But I just go, hey, we're busy right now. I'd love to see your stuff in 6 months, or like, I never say no
I just think that
because bad comics can get good sometimes.
some people are just so insistent on getting what they want on their schedule, and then other people are just like a obstacle or a game that they just have to play to get what they want, and then they see this path for themselves, and then if you're in the way, they just try to like press A, press B. They just like button mashing, and they're trying to play to my ego. They're trying to play to my sense of fairness, and it's like
Oh, to be on the show?
Uh-huh. And it's just like so interesting because it's like
Hmm.
it's one spot on one show. It's not going to change your career, but like knowing someone and showing your true character might. It's like, is it really worth it for one spot? The amount of times you have to beg
Yeah.
is just crazy because comedy, you need to do it so much. And if your strategy is just to beg people to get on shows to get better, that's like such a crazy strategy.
Yes. Especially if you're not ready for the shows. For example, like clearly there's a level to shows, right? There's some shitty bar shows that are like
Hmm.
really accessible and easy to get on.
Hmm.
If you know, that's one thing. But if you're like doing like let's say a show at like one of the great clubs of Austin, I think all the clubs are good. If you're doing a show at, like the Vulcan or Sunset Strip or
What are the great clubs of Austin?
all of them. Okay.
CM, V for Vulcan, Creek,
I think I love Velve. I love
Vel,
Velve. I think all of them. I think every club. I don't think there's a
Cap City.
Cap City, East
There's a
Austin
five.
fun.
East Austin is good,
And then
but
you
I
have like
wouldn't say it's like a headliner
it's a smaller capacity.
attracting room.
If you're gonna get in a smaller capacity, then I think then you enter like the world of like East Austin and Roscoe's are a smaller capacity.
I'd say Roscoe's is more officially bigger.
Yeah, it is. It's probably Roscoe's is up there too.
Roscoe's is right in the middle, I think.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I think they're all good. I don't want to be on the record.
there's Black Rabbit.
I love Black Rabbit. It's not an A club. I think everyone would agree on that. But it's like for
Hmm.
what it is, I think it's a beautiful small room.
So, okay.
It's starting to find its identity as a club.
So if you're asking to get on a show that's not one of those shows, it's like some stupid bar show, you're allowed
Yeah.
to be annoying.
No, I don't think you're here. I think you're allowed to send one message, and then if they don't respond, then you can get a follow up. Hey, just bumping this in case you didn't see it. You know, but you have to wait over a week, and then if you don't hear anything, then you drop it.
Uh-huh.
You drop it until a year, and then you go, or until you see him again or whatever. But the message I sent, I went, here you go. You tell me what you think of this, okay? If you were running a show, what would you think of this? I go, and you can. My credits are a little embarrassing, so bear with me here. I go, howdy, I'd love to do your show. It looks really cool, and I've heard a lot of great things from my friends who have done it. If you don't know me, I'm a full-time comic from Chicago. I moved here in September. I was a paid regular at nearly every club in Chicago. I've headlined a lot of smaller clubs, especially around the Midwest. Most recently, The Riot in Houston and Hyenas in Dallas. I was the host of Roast Battle Chicago for 3 years. Here's a clip of mine for your consideration. I'd love to do your show sometime. And then it's my clip.
Wow. That's a whole journey you took us on through your whole life,
It's
up
a
and
whole
down
professional email.
the country.
Yeah, but it's not that long though. If you look at the, I mean, it's this big of a message.
Wow.
And then
You
if
got
they
a
go,
response.
yeah, and they go, you're on the list. We'll be reaching out to you next time we do booking. And I go, thank you.
Amazing.
That's it. And then if
So,
if they say no, then you go, I understand, and you just go on with your life. That's it.
Yeah. But some of these people will create a sense of urgency. Like, I have to do this. There's this coming up.
Are you complaining about
I
me?
need to do it.
Are you complaining about me because I asked?
Oh,
I did. I had a. Let some background for those listening. Is I had an audition for a thing, and I said I just need to do
I
5
was
minutes.
not talking about you, but yeah.
I understand, but no, I did do that, and I felt a little bad about it. I thought you were, I thought you were just grilling me for this right now. I thought you were like, Matt, why did you do this?
No, it's
I go,
someone else.
can I do 5 minutes on your show? I need to practice. 'Cause it was a clean set, and haven't been doing clean stuff in a while, and I wanted to do it in front of a live
I
audience.
said, yes, could you do next? And you thought that meant that coming week, but I meant like next
The week after. Oh, my apologies.
But it worked out.
Okay, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
5. I don't think I ruined the show.
No, I was just like confused for a moment because I thought we were gonna do it the other time, but
The week after.
week after.
I
That's what
think
had
the
it
next. I
down
thought you meant
on.
the next show. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My bad.
I think I was supposed to text that, and then I didn't.
No, it's all
Didn't end
good.
up getting through.
Well,
But
thank you. I appreciate you.
no,
still
I
putting
wasn't
me
talking
up.
about you. It's this other person, but
I have a good guess who
It's
it is,
just
but I'm not
annoying.
going to say their name live. I have a.
so are you?
Can I guess initials?
Were you in
my
the
God.
mothership when I was complaining about certain things?
No, I wasn't. No, I'm really.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I'll go to Mitzi's maybe once or twice a month. It
Okay.
feels weird to go there as someone who's not passed. I feel almost like as a like I have to earn it yet. I feel like I'm in a place I haven't unlocked yet, and I'm like I'm
Yeah.
excited. Like I want to unlock it, and I like the last 3 open mic sets I've done there, I felt like the last one in particular, I was like, oh, I felt red hot. Like I was just like ripping, you know, especially compared to the other people doing the open mic that night. But
How much of it do you get to see when you're on the open mic at the Comedy Mothership?
after your set, you leave. So one time I went and I was last, and my set was like I felt really strong about it. I'll say that I felt really good about my set, and I was last, and I was like, I probably had one of, if not the best set of the night.
How would you know if you haven't seen?
But I was last though, so I got to see everyone else before me. I was like
Oh, so
16th.
you watched everyone else's
Yeah,
set.
but the last time I went up, I was third, and I had a good set for third. But I was like,
So do they let you stay in the back until it's
no.
your set? You
Yes.
waited Mitzi's, right?
No, you have to wait. Yeah, so you can wait and you can watch everyone before you, but after your set, you have to leave right away.
Mhm.
That's it.
So you were watching. You're allowed to watch. Anyone can go up and watch.
Anyone before you, but then you don't get to see anyone after.
I know,
Okay.
but you get to watch.
Yes.
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 That's crazy. Is there like enough room for everyone there?
I think as you leave, I think they see people that were late to the show in your spot.
Okay.
So I think if you're late to the show, I think you're delayed. I think you have to sit where the comics were sitting. And I think as you file out, then as the cruise show starts, then people are seated there.
That's cool.
Because the cruise show
It's
goes,
just like
can go long.
such a crazy show because
Yeah.
if there's all these comics in the back watching, who knows what they're up to? They got their phones out, right? Because you need your phone out. I heard that they made you wait at Mitzi's if you're on the open mic.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they'll bring you up in 2 groups. Not always. It just depends. Sometimes they'll bring up in. Sometimes they'll take 8 comics up at a time, and then they'll get like halfway through, and then they'll bring up the other 8 because there's 16 total that usually get drawn. Or sometimes they will. They'll take all 16 up at once, and then you wait at the back bar area, like right above the ramp.
Yeah.
They all line you up there, and that's that. But I really enjoyed it.
So what's your thoughts on the layout of the mothership?
Physical layout or the way of getting past.
Physical layout.
I think the physical. I like when clubs are single floored. The 2 floors bothers me. I don't know why, but I get that for like security purposes. I think it's beautiful. I think the club's laid up perfectly. I think the little boy. I mean, I haven't done the big one yet, but little boy, I love. I think that's like a perfect.
That's a great room.
I love
like a kill box.
Yeah.
And then if you want to snake around the back, you can go through the back entrance.
Yeah.
You don't even have to see a single soul.
If you go up through Mitzi's through the stairs to the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean Mitzi's you have to, but if you're going through the back, like I don't know.
Oh, the back alley.
Yeah, the back way of going
yeah.
in, and then
Yeah.
there's like a whole tunnel system, so it's like
I think I've been through it
sneak
once.
around.
So I used to help with roast battle. You were there when I first moved to Austin. I was like up in the green room for roast battle.
Yeah, I think there's so many cool crannies and nooks in there, and
I want to explore,
especially for Kill Tony.
Really,
That place gets crazy.
really does it. Damn it.
Yeah.
I've never been drawn, but I want to see. I'm like, so I've walked on the stage there before a show, like helping set stuff up for a roast battle, and I was doing that there, but I never got to like go backstage, and so I'm really excited to whenever the day comes to see the backstage and like explore the tunnel system or whatever. So I want to run into the Jews of New York.
Yeah, it all connects.
But I do love Mothership. I think it's like, it's one of my favorite. I can't wait for the day to come where I get to be there more often. I think it's a great club.
So, what do you think about?
How's that for an answer? Is that a very political answer? I think I didn't get in trouble with it.
I think it's just so fun. It's like spoiled me for every other club. I can't even go anywhere else.
Really? But you still do rough shows. I still see you at shows that aren't great, and you still do them.
Well, that's probably just because we went together or something.
Oh, yeah.
Ago.
Yeah.
Do you go paddleboarding? I've been paddleboarding recently.
For real?
Yeah.
I know, dude. We were. Oh my gosh, we were at Barton Creek Springs. Everyone's doing cliff jumping and rope jumping. What was that? You wearing a
It's
girl?
my holster.
That's sick. Whoa, you have a gun on you?
No, it's my back brace.
Oh, that's sick as hell.
I hurt my back
Really?
on the paddleboard.
Oh, dude, paddleboarding. All my friends are doing that in Austin. We're getting like floaties now.
Yeah, it's like a comfortable way to kayak. It's like kayaking without walls, so you can lay down and
nice.
stretch your legs and get in the water. But the water here is kind of gross. Ladybird Lake.
I don't
It's not
mind
the
it.
best one.
No, dude, I gotta hit you up. I think we're doing that again. Are you on the road this weekend?
No,
Dude, come with us. I think Friday and Saturday, I think both days we're gonna be out on the
You like
bridge.
just spending your days on the river?
I mean, I'm from Iowa. That was like a thing in Iowa. You just go float. We call it just
I think
floating on the
that's the
river.
thing on a lot of places.
Yeah, yeah. I think everywhere.
You
That
like
is one.
floating?
I like floating. I'm a fan.
I like paddle boards because they're like inner tubes, but they don't have a bottom,
Do you have your own
and
or
you
do
can
you
lay
rent
down.
it?
I have my own,
That's so nice. How much was it? Is it under
like
$200?
$700.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, damn, you got a good one then.
yeah.
Dude, I want to see it because we were looking up
I
online
got
and you can get them
two.
for like 150.
Yeah, you can get them.
It's so sick. I think it's the move.
Yeah, I mean, it's not practical or tactical. It's not like a great way to move through the water. Canoe's gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
Kayak,
You ever go
but
canoeing before?
it's just comfortable.
Yeah. No, it's way more comfortable. I don't like. I hate kayaking because every time I kayak, I just get water in the kayak, and then I'm just sitting in like a half an inch of water, and then your butt's just wet the whole time, and I
Yeah,
hate that.
you're sort of like a cubicle worker in nature, but on a paddleboard, you have to wear swimsuits. You're sort of like a swimmer that
Yeah.
found a cool thing.
Wow. I'm not high, but I feel high. I feel like I'm just like, wow. I'm like, dude.
Well, what is the aesthetics of a different activity? You know, like if you're
Yeah.
kayaking, you have a hat on, you got normal clothes and shit.
Yeah. Have you ever gone? Have you been
Yeah,
a canoe or a kayaker? Or you ever do like
yeah,
any?
of course. When I was a child
Yeah.
in summer camp and shit.
I can't. Can you stand up on the paddleboard?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I can't. I'm
You
really
just got to do it at the same time because people go right leg, then left leg because that's how you do it
regular.
on land because you
Yeah.
can push up against it and it doesn't push back. But if you want to pop up, you just like got to get up at the same time.
Really? Okay. I gotta learn how
Yeah,
to do
it's
it
so
'cause
easy.
I went many moons ago with an ex girlfriend of mine, and I could not get up on the paddleboard, and everyone's made fun of me all day instead of helping me out and giving me that
Nobody
one.
gets up on the paddleboard.
They were just like, they're like,
I'm the only one that gets up on the paddleboard.
well, I've seen people, other people were doing it, and I was like, I don't get it. I just kept falling off, and they were just shitting on me the whole time. 'Cause I didn't know how to
Hmm.
paddleboard because I was not fucking cool like that.
I'm sorry, man, dude.
I'm sorry.
That's so sad.
Yeah, you brought this trauma back into my life, Hans. You piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of trauma, but no, I think it's great that you want a paddleboard. I'm glad that you found a way to interact with the river without having to get anything. You just like go swinging and roping
Do
and
you
whatever.
do cliff jumping? You ever jump off the bridge?
I don't jump off stuff a lot, but I've done Olympic high dive and an Olympic pool
Oh,
in
really?
Atlanta. Yeah,
Dude, how was
because
that?
they used to do the Olympics there.
Yeah.
They did the Olympics there in '96, and it's just like you're looking down at it, and it's like that big, and you're like, "Am I gonna hit that pool down there?" Because you're that high up.
Yeah.
It was
The
at
like
least
the
like
highest
10
height?
stories. Yeah,
I think it's like 30 feet or something like that. Something
the
crazy.
highest Olympic dive, and then you jump, and you're like,
Your face melts on the way down like a cartoon.
it's
You're
like
like,
at
oh.
least 10 seconds of you like thinking about different things.
Wow.
You're like, it's still not happening. It's still not happening. And then when it happens, you're like, holy shit.
Have you ever gone you ever do like zip lining before?
Yeah.
Zip lining's kind of like that too, where you're like, I worked I was a camp counselor, and we'd go zip lining, and zip lining, like, you think is gonna be this really like intense, like, whoa, but it's like after your first second, you're just like,
Yeah, it's like
like
you're on a highway
yeah, it's like you're just sailing smoothly. It's like very
when
like
there's no
quiet.
acceleration difference or when there's
Yeah.
no like, gravitational pull.
The first like 2 seconds is scary, and then when you stop, it's like, whoa, that's a dramatic stop. But like when you're in it, you're just like, oh yeah,
It's like a gondola.
yeah.
Nice.
It's very quiet.
Yeah, you're just going through nature.
Yeah, I mean, you can yell and make it loud if you want.
I love that. That's how everything should be. We should all fly in gondolas and not disturb nature.
It's from building
Have
to building.
ropes everywhere.
I mean, we could totally take over the American like telephone line system. Just
Hmm.
fortify the poles. I feel like you're thinking about this like you actually want to do it.
Fortify the poles.
Fortify the telephone poles. That's my merch. Fortify the poles.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
How much time is it?
5 more minutes.
Sweet. Chat. Has the chat brought up any questions? Do you have any questions in the chat? I feel like we never actually talk them. It's always chat. Pick a hot button political topic, and we'll dive in right now. Go, go, go. Now's your time. I feel like we never actually acknowledge them. Are you looking at their messages on your
Yeah,
phone?
there's nothing good.
What are they just hating? Are they just being annoying?
It's nothing good, man.
Take
Oh, someone says, imagine if Cam Patterson did a podcast.
He did with Cam Illig. It was ban. Oh, they hate me. Cam Patterson did do a podcast. It was called Black Cam, White Cam, and it was very good. We loved it. Everyone loved it. Cam Patterson also did the Roast Battle Chicago podcast on an episode that I was co-host of at that time. You should watch that one too. Cam's great. I think he's like one of my favorite comics just to talk to.
Pronoun in your bio. What do you think?
In mine, my pronouns, dude, in like 2015, I had this killer pronoun joke where this happened to me at college. Someone introduced me for like a slam poetry show. I was doing stand-up comedy in the middle of a poetry thing for charity. They booked me to do it. It was my idea. They booked me. And the host asked my pronouns, and it was like at the start of that. And I was like, he, him, his. And they introduced me, he, him, hers. And I was like, cool, I'm effeminate in the possessive case.
Yeah, whenever you get something, you're like, this is mine.
And yeah, and I had that sick pronouns joke, and how everyone does it. So,
anyways,
someone said Hans is your daddy.
Matt, can you stop reading the chat? So, yeah, I think pronouns are like a cool way to talk. Like, what, you're just gonna have the normal conversation every day? Hey, how are you? Why don't you just say, what are your pronouns? Like, why do you have to have a conversation be the same way every time? Why can't we try a new way of talking called asking for pronouns? But I think like the backlash to it is annoying or like dangerous and weird.
You know what
But I think like the actual asking for pronouns isn't a big deal.
It's truly
and
not. It's not at all.
I think it's like at worst a waste of time.
Here's where people get mad.
To ask for pronouns because it really doesn't matter.
I agree with you. Now here's the one thing I want to add on that though. I think you're right. Asking pronouns truly takes no time.
Instead of asking for pronouns, just get okay with being misgendered.
Yeah. No, that's not what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is
I don't know what you were gonna say.
I had a friend and I asked what their pronouns were, and they were like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Do you just want me to misgender you? Like, you know what I mean? Like if someone asks and you get mad, now you're the problem." Because I asked. I was trying to be socially polite.
Looking like a person that might have a different gender than what they look like.
Yeah, they had a name that could have gone either way. It wasn't Pat, but it was like it was. I'm not gonna say their name, but it was like one of those names where it could be like
it was like Skylar.
Yeah, it could have been like either way, and they were effeminate but bald. So it's like, are you a bald woman or are you a woman trying to be masculine?
It's like wearing a shirt that says "fuck Biden," and then someone's like, "Hey, what do you think about politics?" And I'm like, "Oh, really? You're gonna ask what I think about politics?" It's like, you're making a statement by being a dyke.
Yeah, you're a bald woman with a nose ring. Like, I'm gonna ask you what you're presenting as. And by the way, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm trying to be polite. I'm trying to do the thing that presumably someone who looks the way you do.
Well, I think asking for pronouns is
it's nothing. It's not.
You just figure it out. You shouldn't ask for it. You should just be like, make one mistake and then. It's just like a weird thing to do to like change the way we greet each other. It is.
And sometimes I was at a wedding recently and my friend has a non-binary sibling and I go, do I call them your brother or your sister? And they go, no, call them my sibling. And I was like, ugh, a sibling feels gross. But I mean, just, give me a week and I'll
just call it an it. Is it coming?
It feels fucked. It feels mean. Yeah. It feels a little kind of them.
It's throwing up in the bathroom.
I guarantee the chat's losing their mind over this right now.
Yeah, they're going haywire. Someone says Hawaii. HI, abbreviation for Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Have you been to Hawaii before?
No, I've never.
You don't look like you've ever thought about Hawaii.
I think of Hawaii all the time. I've seen Lilo and Stitch. What are you talking about?
It's basically a trailer park in the tropics.
Sounds fun. No wonder Elvis was so big there.
Was he?
I don't know. Yeah, I think he had all these movies. Hair. He had all these movies of him in Hawaii. It was like every movie of his. Hawaii. Oh, hey, I'm in Hawaii. Hey, I sure hope they don't like me. Aloha. Yeah, sound like that.
Yeah, I mean, I love Hawaii. I've been there once. It's basically fucking America, strip mall, highway, traffic mess in Hawaii.
I hate that.
I know. That's how we made Okinawa too in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, because we took it over.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
And this sucks.
We love putting cars on things.
I know.
We love track. I mean, dude,
Like everything's a Hot Wheel track for us.
imagine if we just put one high-speed monorail around Honolulu. You could hear like 80% of your car traffic would just be gone. And everyone can move places faster and probably more efficiently. Sorry. I'm a huge public transit guy.
Really?
Yeah, really. We talked about it last time.
I think I'm gonna throw this away.
This episode?
No, this table. All right, let's end this. It's
All right.
already 7:01.
Bye. You're all beautiful. Thank you for coming, chat.
Oh, I can't believe we did that.
Yeah, you didn't like this one?